Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. A Lucky Christmas by Cindy Christmas. It was Thanksgiving, when a wonderful family was sitting at the table eating a lovely dinner. Dwayne was a fireman who took care of his wife and two children, age 11 and 7. His wife Ruby worked only on the weekends as a babysitter. 2 days after Thanksgiving, Dwayne was coming home from work when he got into a horrible accident and died on the spot. His wife Ruby fainted when she heard the news. Ruby screamed and bawled, in disbelief. It destroyed her soul when she had to tell her two little girls that their father was dead. A couple of days after burying her husband, Dwayne, things started to get very difficult for Ruby. Her part-time job wasn't covering her rent, so she had to look for another job. Work was easy to get because it was the Christmas season, but this Christmas was going to be the worst for Ruby without her husband. Ruby had to work 2 jobs, just to cover the rent and keep food in the house. However, because Ruby wasn't working for much money, she couldn't afford a babysitter, so she had to leave her 2 daughters home by themselves. At night, Ruby would cry herself to sleep. She was $4,000 behind in her rent, but her landlord was a Christian and an understanding person, so he tried not to be so hard on her. Eventually, Ruby knew that it would be impossible to ever get that $4,000 paid off, so she moved into a cheaper and smaller apartment. It was 10 days before Christmas, and most people were doing their Christmas shopping, which made Ruby break down into tears. "Ruby, are you okay? Why are you crying?" Wendy, her supervisor, asked, concerned. Ruby shook her head and said, "I'm just tired of everything that I'm going through." "What are you going through? Maybe I can help," Wendy asked, worried. Ruby replied sarcastically, "Can you bring my husband back from the dead? Can you give me enough money, so I don't have to struggle?" "I guess not. Christmas is right around the corner and I don't have a Christmas tree or a gift to give my kids." Wendy started to tear up, and she said, "I didn't know you were going through so much, but you are welcome to spend Christmas with me and my family. Thanks, but it won't feel right being around people I don't know." "I mean, Christmas is a day you spend with your family and friends," said Ruby, trying to hold back her tears. "Ruby, my family and friends are also your family and friends, so you won't be a stranger or an outcast. Here's my address and my number. Call me if you decide to come." Christmas was 3 days away, and Ruby hardly had any food in the house. This Christmas was going to be the worst ever. While most people would be eating turkey and ham, but Ruby and her 2 children would be eating chicken noodles and drinking water. Every night, Ruby prayed, but it seems like her prayers weren't being answered. Ruby was close to having a nervous breakdown, but she tried to be strong for her 2 little girls. On Christmas Eve, Ruby's supervisor gave her 3 gifts, 1 for each daughter and 1 for herself. "Wendy, you didn't have to do this," said Ruby, surprised and grateful. "You're welcome," said Wendy, smiling. "I didn't get you anything," said Ruby, a little sad. "And you don't have to. Merry Christmas," said Wendy, as she gave Ruby a hug. Wendy made Ruby feel a lot better. Ruby was happy for once, and she also felt lucky, so she decided to take a chance by playing the $350 million lottery. Ruby never gambled in her life, but there was a first time for everything. On Christmas Day, Ruby gave her 2 daughters the gifts that Wendy bought for them. The youngest daughter, Tia, opened her gift. She got 3 beautiful dresses. The oldest daughter, Keisha, opened her gift, and she got 2 pairs of shoes. They loved the gifts, and when Ruby opened her gift, it was a card with $100. Christmas didn't seem so bad. In fact, Christmas had turned out to be the best Christmas ever, because when Ruby checked her lottery ticket she had all the winning numbers. Ruby was a millionaire.